enough of that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a new game coming out called Evolve. I have been fortunate enough to have played it at an event I attended, and I can say it was awesome. Tons of fun, really, and it really does promote teamwork. Now, I can't show you any footage, I'm afraid, so you'll have to make do with some pretty screenshots and some Battlefield gameplay. I've also linked the official showcase gameplay video in the comments below if you want to check out some actual gameplay. So when myself and my team were at I-51, we were walking around the exhibition and we found the Evolve stand. Now, I'd heard rumours it was going to be at the event, but I had no idea it was going to be a full playable version. And it was just awesome to get my hands on it. Now, let me give you a brief understanding of the game first. The game is made by a company called Turtle Rock Studios. The name might sound familiar to some of you because they are the creators of the original Left 4 Dead. Now, they have been linked with Valve in the past. I think Valve bought the rights for Left 4 Dead, the original one. They may have even been part of Valve at some point, but regardless of that, they've moved on now, and they are completely independent. And it's important to know that this new Evolve game is not running on the Source engine or anything related to Valve, but in fact, it's running on the CryEngine 3. And that really does show because the game looks spectacular. So now you've got a bit of background, let me explain what the game is and how it works. Essentially, it's a 4-player co-op game where 4 hunters face off against a giant controlled monster. So technically it's 5 players, but only 4 of them work together against a single enemy-controlled monster. So it's 4-player co-op, but there is 5 players playing. Each of the hunters are a different class, and you're going to need all 4 of them to defeat the monster, because they've all got special abilities that you really do require. The 4 classes are Assault, Trapper, Support, and Medic. It's also worth noting that the monster can take a shed load of damage. Think Tank from Left 4 Dead, but on a larger scale. It has armor as well, which it can replenish by eating wildlife around the level, but its health will never regenerate. Unless it levels up, in which case you'll get a small boost, but you can never fully regenerate your health. Once it's gone, it's gone. So the Medic class is fairly self-explanatory. Well, sort of. The Medic has a giant healing gun that can heal fellow hunters, but also revive them if they are downed. Think again Left 4 Dead, lying on the floor, needing to be picked up by a teammate, that sort of thing. The Medic can also do this from afar with her med gun, so she can stay a little bit further back but still heal teammates and revive them. She also has a sniper rifle as her main combat weapon, but one of the most important things is a tranq gun, which she can use to fire tranquilizers at the monster, slowing him down. The Assault class is the one that I played at the event, and its main job is to deal damage to the monster. Unlike in Left 4 Dead, where everyone just shoots a ton of bullets at the tank to take him down, this game doesn't really work like that. It's not about everyone just shooting the monster, it's about working as a team and using certain abilities. The Medic needs to focus on healing, the Support needs to support the team, the Assault, his role is to deal the massive damage. You know, he needs to constantly be focused on the monster. He's got an assault rifle and a lightning gun for close and long range damage dealing. He also has some proximity mines which he can put down, and even a personal shield as well. This guy's job is damage, and he does it really well. Thirdly, we have the Support class. Now, Support is very important because they can provide shield boost to fellow hunters to help them when they are in trouble, but they also have a massive orbital strike at their disposal, which can be used to deal massive damage to the monster. Now, lastly, we have the Trapper, and this guy is probably the most important. The guys at the booth kept saying to us how important this class was, and after playing the game, I totally agree. The Trapper can lay down sound spikes, which will give alerts as to where the monster is. So if he trips a sensor, you'll get an alert. He also has a harpoon gun, which he can use to hold the monster, to stop him in his tracks and hold him in a certain position. This is where team play comes in, because if the Trapper can harpoon the monster, then time that with a well-timed orbital strike from the Support guy, then the monster is in a world of trouble. His most important tool, though, is the Mobile Arena. It's essentially a massive dome that he can put down, and if timed correctly, traps the monster inside for a certain period of time. He actually deals a fair bit of damage as well with his SMG, only second behind the Assault class, so he still deals a fair bit of damage. It's also worth pointing out, every player has a jetpack, which is pretty nifty. So we had all our guys set up. I was Assault. We had Jack Frags being the monster. he did insist on being the monster. He wouldn't take no for an answer. He wanted to be that damn monster. We had Revo as the trapper, Bambi as the medic, and Tom as support. Now, one thing was apparent that we had to work as a team. You can see the monster's tracks, and if he alerts wildlife, i.e. birds in the distance, it'll pop up with a little bit of an alert saying birds have been spooked, so you can track him that way. Obviously, the trapper can also put down sound spikes to try and work out where he is. It's a case of trying to follow him and pin him in. We tried to give him no breathing space. We tracked him down, we were dealing a bit of damage, he did some damage to us, then he snuck away again. We eventually caught up with him, we managed to get him in a mobile arena. We actually managed to harpoon him, orbital strike, then put him in an arena. And long story short, we defeated the mighty Jack. It lasted maybe 10 to 15 minutes, but it was immense fun. The monster needs time to level up to stage 3. He starts at stage 1 and he needs to go around eating the wildlife to level up. He doesn't get much of a head start though before the hunters come after him, maybe 10-15 seconds. When you stage up or evolve, you get more armor and a health boost, and you learn a new monster ability. So stage 1 is a lot easier to kill than a full evolution monster. That's why you want to be getting the monster straight away if you can. The monsters have 2 abilities that they can choose at the start, like hurtling boulders or pouncing, but at later stages they can add more abilities like breathing fire and so on. Only 1 monster was on display when we played, but there will be more when the game releases, and I'm sure they'll all have different abilities, as well as different levels or arenas, whatever you want to call them. Overall, I loved it. It was a ton of fun. Team play is essential. You cannot kill the monster alone, and you have to use your abilities in sync with the rest of the team to defeat him. We actually played this on PC. We had headsets on, communicating with each other. For some reason, it was on an Xbox controller, despite the fact it was on PC. I guess it's just easier to show it on Xbox controllers because a lot more people are familiar with them. But we were at an event, Insomnia 51, where there's 3,000 people playing on PCs. So it seems a little bit daft to have it on an Xbox controller there. But alas, it was showed, and the graphics looked awesome. Graphics really did look, everything was pumped up to the max. It's definitely something I'm going to be checking out when it comes out later this year. It seems like a lot of fun can be had with a bunch of friends. I advise everyone to check it out. I hope you liked the video, and as a new way of ending videos, I'll be choosing a different language to say goodbye in every video from now. Today's goodbye is in Welsh. Hwyl fawr.